G'day, Loki. Setting up. That should be good enough. Let's just see. And we're back. How you doing, Loki? Doing pretty good. How was my trip? My trip was great. It was, I went up to Broome and that was, yeah, just excellent. A lot of fun. I was working, um, but it was still a lot of fun. Broome is a pretty cool but also pretty weird town. Just altering the panel because it wasn't very centered. For those of you who don't know, Broome is a small town on like the most northern part of Western Australia. It took me about 3 hours? No, about 5 hours by plane to get there. That included, a stop in between. Um, and because of that, it was a really long trip just to get there. But once I got there, it was really, really cool and really awesome to see this town that I'd only heard about. Hey, Zombie Slayer, gamers, it is the utmost of highest privileges that I have been bestowed upon to introduce you to the best art streamer to exist in such a long time. He has fought hundreds, no thousands of toxic gamers who only wish to spread hate and suffering. Here's your benign omnipotence. Let's make some noise. Let's make some fucking noise for Lord Gree Moose. Thank you for that, Zombie Slayer. Much appreciated. How is it, gorgeous? Life's good, yeah. Got back yesterday from Broome. Just talking about it. It's a town in northmost northmost Western Australia. But it's fuck you, but you cute. Okay, what's the warm up though? You know how this works. Fuck you, but cute. Oh right. So I just draw the visual representation of fuck you, uh, but cute. But you cute. I assume. Posture check and stretch. I can do all of those things. Check my posture. It's only been 6 minutes, so easy. Posture is still pretty good. And stretch. I'll give a stretch. As we move to the warm up page. That was the old one. Fuck you, but cute. Okay. Now for a visual representation of fuck you, but cute. Hey, glad to see you, but the Twitch reminder says that you'll be streaming at 7:30. Why is that? It's because I haven't changed the schedule. That's pretty much all it is. It's just that the schedule is not changed. That's all just on me. Mouse, what do you think that gamers should stop worrying about? Pretty broad. They should stop worrying about. They should stop worrying about the influx of political games, because games have always been political. I guess gamers shouldn't worry about graphics. I think that's always the one that I come back to. It's like, just because the graphics are bad doesn't mean the game is bad. You know, like, admittedly, one of the best games of the year it came out was Undertale. That's because it had a masterful story. Looks like shit. Sorry, but it does. It looks like shit. Absolute shit. If you want, you can say something about a game series you love, but you have a point of reference. Yeah, yeah, I would say that gamers got to stop worrying about graphics being like the defining quality of a game's quality. Minecraft looks like shit, but so what? Yeah, exactly. It's one of the most popular games of its decade. Wait, people worry about politics in games. Most of my favorite games are politics. Mass Effect, Gears, Metal Gear, the list goes on. Yeah, there are people out there who do concern themselves with that kind of stuff. It's dumb as hell, but they do. I'll tell you what, if I was going to do fuck you but cute, really, I should be drawing Punga. Hold on, let's fix this. The COD games that were released on 360 and PS3 look like shit, but one, you won't have to wait 6 hours to download to play it. Yep. Play it, and two, it's just actually fun. Yeah, that's fair. Your favorite is people not understanding Metal Gear and calling it right wing when it's obviously left wing. Yeah, ain't that always the way? Punga's not a complete circle. There we go. That's more pungerish. Well, you do see what people mean when they say they hate political games. A lot of us play video games to escape politics. I just think it needs to be done correctly. I think genuinely, I think there is no escaping politics. I think an inevitability. But I think if it's done in a way where there is that sense of escapism, then it is great. That is a good thing. But what game is too political for me? What game is too political for? I think if a game does politics wrong, like Zombie Slayer says, then yeah, that's annoying as hell. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is too political for me. I definitely think that. No, I don't actually think that. I also said that with like no irony because I wasn't even thinking. My brain wasn't braining. So I was like, yeah. Well, yeah, we can say that, but you just want an example because you can't think of any. I can't. Yeah, no, I am fully on side with the idea that like it's fucking ridiculous that people think games are too political. I think politics is just it's this like not an annoying inevitability, but it is this inevitability. You know? Um, you think they definitely can be too political? Yeah, for sure. And even then, we have to go into intended message versus received message. Exactly. And if the message is received in a way that's not intended by the creator, that's not really on the audience, on the delivery. Um, then please give an example, Zombie Slayer. Yeah, gotta have them. Not too long. There you go. Rond. We need the Rond boy. There we go. Uh, Nothing to bully, but genuinely trying to get information to change your ideas. Yeah. Sometimes, like Gears of War, making the cog fascist is cool as fuck because it shows that hey, the good guys aren't necessarily the best of good guys. It's just that there are worse bad guys out there, and of course, being that locus, so you love that. Yeah. Fuck is speaking to me. Who the fuck dares to speak to me? I'm streaming. Fine. No, Punga can't have legs like that. There you go. Pung. Pungy. Fuck is Punga? I need a reference image. I'll be right back. You maintain in any apocalyptic type scenario, fascism or dictatorship would honestly be the best choice. Yeah, like what's it called? What's the game called? Frostpunk, one of my favorite games. You basically instill either um, a religious doctrine or fascism, basically to just keep people alive. Something with absolute uncontested power. Yeah, exactly. I'll be right back. I just need to grab Punga. Right back. And Mouse, I think you said it, but in Gears of War, being fascist is survival, which you can't argue with. You're alive, but not living a life. Yeah, exactly. It's survival, but it's not the best kind of survival. Well, it's not a fulfilling life. You don't have those Maslow's hierarchy of needs fulfilled, you know? You're living pretty rough. Yeah, or a theocracy, but that seems less likely as time goes on. However, a drastic shift to survivability would probably shift the masses more to religion. Yeah, absolutely. People need hope. And it's the one thing about religion is that it offers hope to people who feel they may lack that or not have it at all. That's why Punga looked so weird. His nose is all wrong. So Punga's an orangutan. Skyrim is a very fucking political. Yeah, Skyrim is very fucking political, and you love how they executed that. Yeah. But yeah, Punga's an orangutan. He's not a bear. So I need to make sure he looks proper. He looks like an orangutan, not a not a fucking bear. He ain't a bear. Orangutan. Exactly. You can name doesn't say well done, but not that overdone. Yeah. Ung. Unga. That's him. There we go. Fuck you, but make it cute. We got Punga. A goofy guy. Those are awfully close together. Well, so let me just fix that up. There we go. Ah, that's my boy. That's my baby boy. I gotta say, I love it's just a plushie, but I love how sweet and cute he looks. All right. Yeah, great. You've decided Gate is the next thing you're watching because rewatching because you want to see 50 cow slaughter medieval knights for some reason. There's always an urge, you know. There's always an urge to see something like that, isn't there? There we go. Grow ever closer to getting the right look for Punga. Currently watching For Fury season 2 and RPG Real Estate might be because those shows are so cute. Yeah, you need a mind refresh. There we go. Pop that. Bounce back. Uh, don't know if you can name any game that was too political, but there are some games that had politics surrounding it. Yeah. Fallout New Vegas is debatably just as political as Skyrim, if not more. Yeah, I would argue it's more political just due to the complicated nature of its politics. Yeah, the good ones like Dishonored, Fallout, Halo, Fallout, etc. Yeah, yeah, they always got a little bit of politics in them. That's not a bad thing. Only when it's done badly. When it serves as, its own propaganda or propaganda for something it's trying to like sneak by people. Then it's real bad. You seriously can't think of any games that is too political. That is a tough like call. Like what is too political? Hold on, let me actually also just quickly don't have Pung fully in frame. There we go. Look at that boy. That's a Pung. Can we think of any games that had like political themes that didn't have the intended response? I mean, probably. That's maybe a bad. Maybe that's a bad question. There were plenty of games that had political ties to them, and people just reacted to them in a way that was not expected, or maybe expected, but not ideal. Fuck. Better. Line work. It's all line work. You can think of a few that do politics poorly, usually by representing the bad guy as sympathetic, but not that we're too political. Yeah, that's fair. I think, yeah, they tried to do like the Marvel formula, which in end is like starting to bite itself in, or shoot itself in the foot, where it's like they've made too many sympathetic villains, and now as a result, the audience are not actually eager to see their downfall. Here's the thing, you can make sympathetic villains, but their downfall is just going to be more painful because they should really still be punished for their evil doing. Because they've committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. The obvious bad guys, not the possible bad guys like Kaisar in Fallout, but they are bad. But you can see their point. Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, well, I do see your point, but morally, it's pretty fucked. And that's kind of the point. That was kind of what they wanted to achieve with the game. Because like it's Kaisar is still clearly the bad option, but in this wasteland, they make sense. Yeah. Yeah, they can be sympathetic, like Kaisar was bad, but he had his reasons. So did Handsome Jack. But you can get that. Yeah, exactly. And it's like the thing with like Handsome Jack is that he's maybe one of the best villains. Yeah, Handsome Jack is still one of your favorite villains. Yeah, he's maybe one of the best written villains ever. And Borderlands has never been the same because Handsome Jack was above all else maybe the greatest villain written. Like he's one of the best villains written not only in video games but in TV, movies, anything like that. He's still incredible. And it's because he wasn't even sympathetic. He was likable, but he was still objectively bad. And with sympathetic villains, if it's done too much, you know that whenever there's any villain, you feel bad for them. So you know what to expect. Yeah, it becomes predictable. Oh, that was what I wanted. Yeah. Yeah, you can't follow that like the starters Christmas movies. Why try? Yeah, Star Wars, not starters. Oh, the Star Wars Christmas movies. Then why try? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. the next villains, the Calypso twins, they sucked. Like, it didn't help that they had such a good villain previously, and then the next villains were just so bad. Like, it really didn't help them. Too Flat would have done poorly even without Jack. Yeah, exactly. They were not set up to win, and then it got worse. Um, because they had just such unlikable villains after that. Fallout New Vegas is probably more political than Skyrim, since Fallout is all war never changes, and Fallout New Vegas is very political. Yeah, and even the world state is built around a political system that didn't work out well. So now it's the world of Fallout is dedicated to asking the question of what works when what worked before just didn't. So there's no way that couldn't be political. For those who are interested, we are listening to Hosier. It's the best of Hosier, which is all of his music. Or maybe it did work, but it wasn't done properly, which even that is political. Yeah, exactly. It's all about asking those questions, which I like because it's you get to explore politics in a world in which what maybe worked or didn't work um, by evidence caused a great deal of pain. We talk about it every single stream, but one of my favorite games ever is hugely political. Disco Elysium is huge. Hey, agonizing puddle, how you doing? How you doing? We're currently talking about political video games. Hey, thank you so much for shouting out puddle for me, Loki. Also, graphics does not equal good game. Look at Vampire Survivor and Valheim. Yeah, exactly. You're all right, just working at the moment. How are you? I'm doing well. I just came back from a trip to Broome. I'm just chilling out with some illustration. Those of you who don't know, Agonizing Puddle is an incredible artist. Be sure to go and follow him. He is great. He's very chill and far more consistent than I am, so he is a very good one to watch. If you like chill vibes, he's perfect. Your favorite game series is Final Fantasy, and they often have politics involved. Yeah, that's very fair. That is very, very fair. I've never played Final Fantasy. I think I've played 15, but that was about it. The road trip one. But I know people adore those games. While more politics in games and the good implementation, we tried to come up with a too political game and failed horribly. Yes, we did do that. Star Wars. Oh, sorry. Saving quickly. Star Wars is political as fuck because when Palpatine took over the Empire, everyone was ecstatic over the change in government because the Republic Senate made not enough changes, and if they did, it took extraordinarily long for laws to get passed. But with Palpatine in power, laws being passed was very easy and quick. He was efficient. Say what you like about Palpatine, he was efficient. What's your favorite? Mine is 7, the story, and 8 for everything else. Where's my... Trying to hit Control Z and I couldn't find the Z on my keyboard. That's hard. 9 was the prettiest when you were younger. That's nice. I also have this theory that your favorite is influenced by your upbringing. You're from military town, so and love 8. Your brother is from beach area and loves 10. Interesting. It's an interesting theory. We got Puddle here, so we might be able to test that theory. But what you hate is the modern politics of you're evil for being blank, white, a gamer, not religious, etc., etc. So if that's put in gaming, then what a gross game. Yeah, I guess it's one of those like, it's what I'm looking for. Just stereotypes or overused archetypes in gaming. You kind of like them all, but you do have some you prefer less. That's fair. That's very diplomatic of you, Puddle. Lead out. Maybe not upbringing, more the kind of person you identified more as a teen. That would explain your 7 and 8 split. Very fair, Puddle. Yes, that's fair. And if we say that good games are only those with good graphics, then we just forget about the good classic games. By default, that is what would happen. Yeah, basically, like all but 13 and 15, you'd rate a tad lower. That's fair. That's fair. Everyone has their preference. And I think from what I've heard, because I definitely don't have personal experience with it, but like I know that um, Final Fantasy has like had a bit of a mixed run of it. Not saying any of them are bad, or because I wouldn't know, but like I've heard people had very strong preferences one way or another. Uh, you still need to beat Zero and the Lightning series. One you stopped because COVID depression, and one is so linear that you didn't like it and tend to drop halfway. That's fair. Oh, you do like 14, or specifically their first expansion, because Final Fantasy 14 is an MMORPG. That story made you cry. Oh, nice. I mean, not nice that it made you cry, but like, glad to hear it had like a very strong effect on you. Those are the best games. I know in the original draft I drew Ratchet's arm here, but I'm going to actually draw the end of the crossbow. That, to me, actually almost makes more sense. Oh, that was messy. What style do you prefer? Turn-based, active turn-based, or the modern action-oriented gameplay? Spec Ops: The Line for you. For me. Yeah. Spec Ops: The Line is crazy. And really good for its time. I think now, because so many other games were influenced by the storytelling of Spec Ops: The Line, it probably wouldn't have the same effect on me if I replayed it. But doesn't make it any less amazing. You do like turn-based a lot, gives you more thinking time. Nice. I love a good bit of thinking time, honestly, with games, for sure. Spec Ops The Line was an amazing, unreliable narrator. Yeah, same. My favorite is still turn-based. That's fair. Bad curve. Oh. Drawing it, I'm like, wait, Hatchet has no elbow here. And it doesn't exist in the draft. Yay, fuck you, past Grey Mouse. Lazy bastard. But honestly, you're open. Sometimes you want the real-time button spam to feel like an epic protagonist. Mouse likes to think that's a genuine surprise. Ban him. One of these days. One of these days, obviously, I'm gonna fucking cross. No, it doesn't matter. Is Euden Chronicle 100 heroes on your radar? Sometimes you want to carefully manage your party to fulfill their roles. That's fair. Like chess. But better, because it's got anime waifus. Cool. Fixed it. Funnily enough, looked at it recently. Need to play Octopath Traveler first. Yeah, fair. Those two silence the truth, it means they know you're right, said by Zombie. Oh, if those who silence the truth, it means they know you're right. Nah. You backed it on Kickstarter, you're just waiting now? Oh, nice. That'll be cool. Be sure to let us know how it turns out, because that'd be super. Doesn't hurt that Sudoiken 2 is your favorite game of all time. That's fair. That translates well for you then. I think you just love quotes from Final Fantasy too much. They give you words to live by. That's cool. And that just shows good writing as well. If you've got like quotes to quote, absolutely nothing translates well for mouse. For moose. There you. Frickin' bloody goblin. That's a kind of a compliment in my chat, so that doesn't work for me. It's two completely different angles. Like Ratchet's leaning against the counter, which he is. I had intended for him to do. That works. Eodian Chronicle 100 Heroes is a turn-based 2.5D JRPG. You can recruit over 100 different characters, and not all are combat roles. Some live in your town and provide things like cooking, inns, armor, weapons, etc. That's cool. That's a fun little like addition. Like you're always honest with your friends. If I think they've done wrong because of this one quote, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. That's a really good quote. Yeah, the writing is good. I feel like a lot of games nowadays often lack good writing. Yeah, I agree. I agree so much. Unless it's an indie one. Yeah, and I think indie games really do put in like a great deal of effort and time to making the writing good. But I'll have you listen to Black Materia and Chocobo and Chill. Ah, you do need to lurk now, Grey Mouse. I've got work meeting, catch you in a bit if I'm still live. Uh, Absolutely no problem, Puddle. Have a good meeting, and I'll possibly be still here when you return. Not sure, but you'll look it up later. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Still mad about how generic music is nowadays. You miss the days when the music was used to help tell the story, but now there's such an ability to tell it visually that music fell to the side. Yeah, and that is a real shame. Even as someone who does a great deal of visual communication and visual narrative communication, I still find music to be one of the best avenues for expression, and it is drastically underutilized. Also, if there's a political game, I feel like people won't take sides since, well, it happened so long ago, so why should I care? Sad that some people think that. It is sad that some people think that. Dumb that some people think that as well, but it is, it is the nature of the world. Some people are just stupid, sadly. What part, that's part of what makes Final Fantasy VII so impactful is the music. That makes sense. And there is some incredible stuff that comes through, storytelling when it is music focused. But so few developers care about that stuff nowadays, which is tragic because it's just so important. That's a fucked up line. There you go. Like you miss Le Motif. Just a few notes of Tina's theme, and it invokes everything about the character to you. Yeah, it's a shame that that's so underutilized nowadays. Tifa, I thought so, but I wasn't sure, and I wasn't going to correct you. You know Final Fantasy better than me. Yeah, like I even like Elden Ring. I feel doesn't have the same weight as the previous like Souls games with when it comes to the music. But that I guess also one thing to consider is that it's such a bigger world And maybe this is one of the detriments of the bigger world, is that it now sacrifices things like music, and impactful music. All I know about Final Fantasy is that Tifa is hot as fuck. Fair enough. We all know a certain amount about Final Fantasy. Tina, my autocorrect must still be stuck on Borderlands. Probably, yeah, a little bit. Got Borderlands on the brain. You're correct, Zombie Slayer. Nice. Yes. Tifa is pretty. Man, I must admit, I've had a weird couple of weeks. First, just super unwell, then went on holiday. Not holiday, I was working. Kind of went on holiday. Speaking of Tifa, you have a pic Moni made for you for your birthday. Mind if I post a link to it? Go for it. Go for it, man. Love Moni's work. Oh, Jesus. So I'd love to see it. Getting warm all of a sudden. It's like super cold here in Adelaide, but I'm really warm because I'm wearing like 3 layers. Just dump my jacket on the ground. Could be sick again though as well. I don't think I am, but I could be.
Can never be sure.
Because if I was sure, I wouldn't be Grey Mouse. This game needs to be fun before it's pretty. A Bungie developer talking about making Halo Combat Evolved. That's cool. Wait, Halo Combat Evolved, is that top-down one? Flat colors. That's Halo Wars. Okay, cool. Thank you for correcting me. I wasn't sure, and I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be it, but like, best to check anyway. Just fill that in now, but I actually think I want to bring Ratchet's eyes together a little bit more. Combat Evolved is the first one. That makes sense. Make his eyes bigger. And closer together. And now back to the coloring in. Funny that you mentioned Halo Wars because I shit you not, that's what Halo was supposed to be at one point. It being a first-person shooter is the last decision Bungie went with. Right. You know what? Thank God that they didn't go with the Halo Wars style. I actually don't need this anymore. Don't need the draft anymore. Just gonna draw or fill in the colors. Oh, there's that link. No, that's not it. Oh, one sec. I almost clicked it. I can't be sure. I can't trust Moni's artwork for the most part because it's great, but it's also can be cursed. Or not cursed. Sexual. Which isn't bad, but can be. You're all good. Take your time, Loki. That actually works a little better. That was the channel, not the actual pic. Warning: big boober, but fully clothed. Mostly clothed. Definitely in guidelines. That's fine. I trust that. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna erase and then save, and then I'll check it out. Now I wonder, can I get Pung, my boy, to bring it up? Let's find out. Save that. All right. Oh, it's loading. But it's loading like one of those older, I think. Hunger. There it is. Amazing. Before she started it, we were having a conversation about it, but if a short hair or long hair Tifa was hotter, and we both decided short hair was the best. I mean, I fully agree. Holy crap. That's a pretty lady. That's a pretty lady. Punga, don't look. My boy, my sweet boy is being corrupted. Me turns into a bee. I want to be a bee. Please. I want to be a bee so I can be stuck between short hair Tifa's boobs. That's the bee Callie made for you. Yeah, that's Loke Bee. I know that guy. It's a good model. And this is a very good picture as well. Big fan. I think we're all big fans, I think. Super cool. That's a really nice birthday gift for everybody who just joined the stream. Welcome. Welcome. Sometimes we look at other people's art and we enjoy it greatly. What am I? Oh. On the wrong dial screen. Got my loop deck and I'm just scrolling one of the dials and I'm just like, nothing's changing. And then I realized I was turning up game sound. It's like, oh, no wonder it wasn't working. You enjoyed it so much you want to see it again? Well, if you want to see more art like that, be sure to jump into Oni's stream. She's freaking fantastic, very funny, and she makes art like that. And her art is fantastic, incredible, very, very fancy. You'll link the Discord if that's okay. Go for it. Go for it. Moni is planning on drawing something every year for her mods. Not sure if Boogie will get this because of his birthday. Get his because his birthday is right after the rave trip. That's fair. Well, fair, on a linear scale, but like that's fair enough. But yeah, like if you want to see art like that, Moni is fantastic. So well worth giving her a follow, checking out her Discord. And like, sure, I will do art like that, and I do art like that, but I'm much more awkward about it. She posts her schedule and it's auto converted to your time. I should really do that as well, because I'm pretty much just gonna remove the schedule from Twitch. I think people who are subscribed will want to jump into the stream and they'll have a better time if it's in the Discord, I think, anyway. But the site you used to convert it in Discord, thanks, man. I do really appreciate that because I need it. I need that. Also, by the way, how's she doing in Dead Space? There's also another good reason to jump into a stream. She's currently playing through Dead Space, and she is a bigger scaredy cat than me. So, very good, enjoyable content there. She's just beat the asteroid defense part. Nice. Cool. I wanted to jump in more recently, but I was just fully scatterbrained. Had to pack for Broom and things like that, and I was just like, I forgot. But her streams are great. They're a lot of fun. Highly recommend her. It took her like 45 minutes to clear one room. That's okay. Almost gave up because she died 3 times in a room. Well, okay, well then I'll make sure I jump back in. I want to motivate her to finish the game and to just play it. Because it's scary, but it's a lot of fun. I want to be there. Support another really good streamer. Hey, if she beats the game, she gets into the comic. And you really want to get into the comic soon because like we're going to get to an interesting part in chapter 2. Not interesting part. We're going to start to get to the main location in chapter 2. So big things are coming. What's her name? Monohoke draws. Was going to have bartender to take over for that room. That's cheating. You have to play it fair. It may be scary as fuck, but you gotta play fair. Them's the rules. I played it all myself. I'm a big old scaredy mouse. And like, shh, we won't tell anyone. Can you do a shout out for it? You should be able to. My shout out is very rudimentary, so it should work. Should work for someone who's not in stream. There it is. Yeah, she's great. Also, yeah, shh, don't tell anybody, but even if she doesn't beat the game, we're gonna add her into the comic. I think she's a great streamer. She helped me when I was reaching for affiliate. She's been absolutely lovely to me and made the process of streaming so much easier. So we'll add her in anyhow. But we want to keep her motivated. So we're not telling her yet that she's already got a place. Yeah, she was one of the ones who popped in to help me get the 3. Yeah. Exactly. And like, it's one of those things where it's just like, just a few kind words can make a huge difference. And she was one of those people. So I'm always going to be grateful to that. So, yeah. I'd forgotten about that until you mentioned it, actually, yeah. I know, right? Crazy. But yeah. She's getting it included in Rat Baby. She doesn't need to worry about that. But just to keep her motivated to play through Dead Space, which is a game we all love and really enjoyed. We're just pretending that if she beats the game, she's in. She'll join. She'll join the Rat Baby universe. But nobody tell her. Nobody tell her. She's in the stream right now. Forget what I've said. Speak for yourself. You hated Dead Space. Well, then you're not welcome here. No, you are. How dare you? You joined because of Dead Space, you cheeky son of a bitch. Man and his lies. Who does he think he is? I keep seeing like the viewers like tick upwards or downwards. I'm just like, is that money? Quick, everybody shut up. Don't tell her. Can't have her being complacent. Okay, fine. Give me proof of being in your stream for the first time. I think. Oh wait, no, we didn't have VODs yet. Then I got no proof. You got me. You got me there. Say what you like about Zombie Slayer, but he's good. Wait, Durkle was here? Have you raided her before? I have. Yeah, I raided Durkle. Durkle is lovely. Sometimes I also just jump into people's, like, I usually try to raid into new people, but then sometimes if they're not in when I am raiding, I usually just make a note of them and then I'll go and visit them and I'll jump in and just say hi. Because I do love like building and joining like the community as much as I can. So even if I don't raid people, I'll make a note of people I've met or streamers I've met or heard of, and I'll just jump into their streams and say hi. And that's been a really nice experience too. Also, Mouse, how do you know I'm a man? You've barely said anything to me about yourself. That's true. I actually have no idea what gender you are. I assumed because your name was Zombie Slayer that you were probably a guy. But genuinely, I don't know. And pull up chat log Zombie Slayer. Yeah, Loki, got him. I know she's the one I wanted you to check out, but wasn't sure if you had before. I think I have, but I can always, if she's online tonight, we can always raid her. Or what do they say? They say a lot of shit. Our chat logs with you. They say a lot of stuff. Stuff that if we gave them over to the police, you'd be in some real fucking trouble. Probably not. Probably not. Can't be sure. Don't know what's illegal. I joke about getting in trouble for tax fraud all the time, so really we'd both be taking each other down doing that. Make me pull up Mod View on PC. Ah, shit, he's doing it. Careful, Loki doesn't play around. Loki's known far and wide as like the best mod on Twitch. Most sought after mod. Everybody wants him. You can have him. Around gently. Hold my body down. Home to. Oh, would I be in trouble? Okay, Mr. stacked a pile of bodies in Dishonored, dismembered all of the limbs, and then set them on fire in a huge pile of corpses as you sat on them as your own throne. I didn't sit on them. I put someone who was on. Like, admittedly, your retelling of it, I appreciate how you remembered that, but my what I actually did was far more unhinged because I put someone who was unconscious on that throne, which admittedly, even by my own standards, is pretty fucked up. Hey, it's Dishonored, you could do what you like. It was the murder run, so I had to go all out. I tell the courtroom. Time comes around, earth, hold my body down, home. Uh, you're in deeper shit than I would be. Yes, officer, it's this streamer right here. As long as Twitch doesn't, you know, get me in trouble, then I'm fine. Can't get in trouble for saying stuff. I mean, yeah, you can actually, can't you? I can't get in trouble for doing stuff in video games, otherwise we'd all be on trial. Oh. Ah, time goes round. Can hold my body down. Roll home. Fuck, I love Hosier. Such good music. Yes, I can't get in trouble for saying stuff. Yes, officer, I do guess this idiot forgot about cancel culture. Cancel culture doesn't get me arrested. Jesus. I mean, admittedly, I don't want to get cancelled either, because I'm actually, like, I need my online presence to do streams and stuff. Not necessarily make comics, but to, publish them. And I'd really like to be, a storyteller or comic artist who's not been cancelled, honestly. Like, oh, have you heard the stuff that Grey Mouse has said? And it's like, yeah, we boycotted his comic. His really, like, wholesome, sort of, mostly wholesome, kind-hearted comic about being kind to everyone. Yeah, we cancelled that because, fuck that guy. Fuck that mouse. The jerk. Zombie Slayer, I love having to find the date of when the game happens in Dead Space. There's a poster for something that says coming May 1st. So since it's there, you know that Dead Space Space 1 happens at least before May 1st. In games where they just tell you the date, I don't like that, but it makes sense. I'd rather have to go and find the date of this game throughout my playthrough, though. That's incredible. That's so. I love that you actually went back and found something. I mean, nothing like morally icky, but like I love that you went back and found something that he said that I also remember him saying. Still being in trouble, dumb dumb, and the whole point is that you can't be online, thus you can't stream. I know, but like, would I rather be cancelled or arrested? Probably the cancelled. My life would be very peaceful after that. I just wouldn't have an online presence. Oh no, well, what am I gonna do if I have no online presence? I'll just have to be myself. Torturing because I don't know the words. Cadence to the song, but I don't know the words. Okay, cool. What's the next color that I'm filling in? Probably cancel me. Loki is not the first handle I've had And there were people much more important angry at your last handle. Oh my god. We're getting more Loki lore. I don't know if I want to know the truth. Can I live in ignorance? Cowley trusts you, so therefore I can trust you. As long as I don't know the truth. That I can live with. I like having the mod around. People are gonna be like, how could you support Browncoat Loki? And I'm just like, it was a really good mod. And he said some funny shit. So it's like, what can I do? My hands are tied. Shit. Did get cancelled. I'd have to like, I'd come back as like a different animal. And then I'd be like, I'm working on a comic. It's called Grotchet and the Wine Stem Coalition. People would be like, that's fine. That's not Grey Mouse. Do you think I could get away with just being Gromus? Gromus. There's like Gromus pencil sketch. Gromus graphite. You may or may not have been involved in some grey hat activities in high school and may have had to drop the old handle when the alphabet people got interested. It was over 15 years ago, so even if you did it, you can no longer get in trouble. Damn. Getting that mad Loki lore. That's cool though. I mean, not cool. That's interesting. Interesting, not cool. Please, Twitch. Do not cancel me. Please. Destroy little comics. Nothing wrong with us. We're good guys. We're the good guys. Not done anything wrong. I love that. The section in the stream where I just beg Twitch not to ban me. I mean, admittedly, it's one of my favorite jokes. Like, please, Twitch. I didn't do anything wrong. We're Zombie Slayer, take him. That's how I'll be safe from Twitch. I'll just sacrifice a VIP every so often. And sadly, we've only got one VIP. Life tip number 1, never admit to any crime, and before mentioning a potential crime, always check the statute of limitations. You know what? Fair. That's very reasonable, Loki. I've never committed any crimes. I'm a good boy. If I did, I wouldn't tell you about it. Have I committed any crimes? No. Maybe I've accidentally committed crimes. But I'm a good mouse. I do things in accordance to the law. Wink. You're a good boy, not a good mouse. Okay, fine. I'm a good boy mouse. A good male mouse. Oh, wait, no, I'm a dormouse. I sent that after you said good mouse. No, it's okay. We're all thinking the same wavelengths. It's all good. Oh no, someone's gonna find out I'm not a mouse. Tip number 2. Limit to 1 crime at a time. For example, if you're speeding, use your turn signal. Honestly, that's reasonable. Follow all other laws if you're breaking one of them. If you're jaywalking, make sure you don't smoke crack. Or should it be, if you're jaywalking, refrain from smoking crack? Yes, you tend to subconsciously get more nervous the more bad things you do, and and it's also harder for a lawyer if they have to defend you on multiple fronts. That's a very reasonable point. Because yeah, let's say you're doing multiple crimes at once, then yeah, it's pretty hard to defend if you're committing arson and cannibalism. That one is from your aunt, the lawyer. She sounds like a smart lady. Playing Super Mario on your 3DS because that's your childhood. Nice. You're not committing any crimes while doing that, though, are you, Zombie Slayer? Because, like, admittedly, playing on a 3DS, it's not illegal, but why don't you have a Switch? Only the worst ones. Oh my god! Zombie Slayer. Well, if I played Mario, anything the secret ingredient would be crime. That's fair. It's like Metal Gear Solid. You have to like pull out the memory card to beat Psycho Mantis. So like the Super Mario games to unlock additional stars, you have to commit all the worst crimes. Swap controller ports. Oh yeah, not memory card ports. Yeah. I realized that didn't make sense. Well, not didn't make sense, but it was like probably not going to do a good thing for your PlayStation if you did do that. But yeah, like to get into a secret level, you actually in Mario you have to like commit manslaughter. Whoa! You gotta kill a man. Speaking of crimes, did you hear the Red Cross wants people to stop committing war crimes in games? Oh Jesus, okay. I mean, there's a good intention there, I'm sure. But I feel like, you know, I feel like they're not the priority. Because really, like, just because there are, war crimes in games doesn't mean that the players are going to go out and commit them. They should really be advocating to stop war crimes in real life. Mass is the gaming trope of either be a piece of shit or don't get this cool thing. Is it the gaming trope of either be a piece of shit or don't get this gaming thing? Yeah, pretty much. Commit war crimes to get this cool sword for Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. They weren't talking about the Kingdom of Hyrule. They were talking about the Animal Kingdom. I don't know. They also aren't the authority on what happens in games. Yeah, exactly. I think their intentions are misguided here. I don't usually disagree with the Red Cross, but I feel like they lost the plot a bit here. That one to get the Master Sword rubber bank and upload proof, yeah. To get all Korok seeds, you actually have to break and enter the White House. You want an increased weapon slot? You're gonna have to shoot a man. You're gonna have to hijack a car. Mass, what's the Skyrim quest that you either kill a doggy that talks and is like a demigod, or something that and a literal arsehole god tells you to kill him? That's the Daedric mission with Clavicus Vile. The dog's name is Barbas. And yeah, so the mission is basically you team up with Barbas, who is admittedly quite annoying, but to retrieve an axe that Clavicus Vile had handed off to someone many millennia ago before being locked inside a statue. To free him, basically, orange, yellow, orange, you can either kill Barbas, and basically that'll bring Clavicus Vile back to the material plane faster, or you get him to forgive Barbas, and he will return anyway, because Barbas possesses half his power. I like that mission. Barbas is pretty annoying, but that's okay. He kind of can be. Knowing the number of people Pokemon Go brought and how easy it was to get into Congress, I can see people doing it. Yeah, that's fair. Fork of Manipulation from Morrowind was your favorite quest. That's cool. I think I don't know, because I haven't played Morrowind, but I know the Fork of Manipulation because it shows up as an Easter egg in Shivering Isles in Oblivion. And then I also think it shows up in Skyrim, because it's a well-known and beloved reference to a quest, or a reference to a well-known and beloved quest. Silly me. Kill a giant enemy with a fork. Good times. That does sound fun. And we need yellow. Let us out for collect yellow. Turn. Fill the bottom. Isn't Morrowind basically just good luck kids? There's no objective markers because that won't be a thing for a long time. Yes, and it was the best. Oh yes, and it was a blast. Nice. Yeah. That I know of. That there was like no objective markers. Still a lot of fun. Still people like consider it one of their favorites, which is fair. I've heard many good things about it. You got really good at map reading until you became a god that could fly anywhere. You're just like, no longer do I travel as a man, and then you just gone. Okay, that's sick. Now that helps you want to play it more. Yeah, I have it. I have it. I've had it on Steam for years, and I've started it and then just not played it. I should play it too. I think if I streamed it, I would attract a very different audience to what I'm used to. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. Just super different audience altogether. Eye color is a completely different shade. Ah, shit. There's a levitation ability you can put on armor and just forget about walking. Yeah, that's super cool. Did anyone get that reference I was doing? But no longer do I walk as a man. From what was like a really good game adaptation, Castlevania. The Castlevania Netflix series, which I really enjoyed. For 2 seasons, and then I hated. Skyrim you can break by messing with enchantments. Morrowind is built. It's built into the system. That's cool. Yeah. It's like, we expect you to break this game. It's fine. Gonna need arrow color, which I'm not gonna find anywhere here. Same color, but you did so much bullshit in Morrowind. Your save file was too big for the console to load. Holy shit. Like one thing you did was collect every pillow in the land and cram it into your house. Damn, that is, yeah, that's a lot. By the end, you couldn't load into your house. It made an overflow loot bag to save itself. It crammed everyone in the house into it, but eventually even that got too big. Holy shit. That's, they've been ridiculous. Hilarious, but ridiculous. It's like a version, uh, rendition from Hosier, and it's so fucking good. For those who are watching on YouTube, sorry, but you're not gonna hear Hosier. Just open Spotify or whatever listening like music app you have. Type in Hosier. That's what we're listening to. It's fucking great. Man is incredible. Oh, you're carrying 200 pounds of gear from dead enemies. Time to fly back home and dump it. This world is a joke, and I am the jester. You just launch off into the sky, flying. I imagine T-posing. Gone. Return home with so much stuff, and you're just like, yes, this is how Morrowind was meant to be played. You tried to save it by selling that stuff eventually, but had to travel like to 30 different merchants, and even your gold's got a stack overflow error. Oh shit. Is there anything for Elder Scrolls besides the games? Yeah, there are books. There are a few books for Elder Scrolls. Not like big universe books, like, mind you. But there are histories and laws. Or the law. Which is quite fascinating. But they also are never loyal to it. Apparently Khajiits look different in every single game. Or not game, but like they look different compared to the lore, and they look different compared to like, this and that. And their origins are different, and I think in Elder Scrolls Online, there's a race of Khajiit which are just like Khajiits that are just house cats, but they can talk, which doesn't make sense in the lore, but people are just like, oh yeah, we love it. We love that shit. People love cats. Cats are great though. So they have different looks to each canon. Yeah. If you want games with more lore, Final Fantasy has lots. That's fair. So it's like Goofy being able to walk Pluto, despite them both being dogs. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's something about the month the cats are born in. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like super weird, but also they have like you can make a lore explanation for fucking anything, and people eat that shit up, which isn't a negative thing, but it is an observation. There we go. Everything cool. Let's get to shadows. Shadow time, baby. What else have I seen? Demon Slayer. I've seen a little bit of Demon Slayer, like the first few bits of it, first few episodes. I knew it was on Netflix as well. But I didn't get around to it. Also, Mouse and Loki, is there anything for Elder Scrolls that's just confusing as fuck for the sake of being confusing? Ah, plenty. Like, yeah, plenty. There's plenty of stuff going on that doesn't make sense and then it changes from game to game. You know, some of it remains pretty consistent, but like, it's not always going to be consistent. The Dark Brotherhood used to be like this terrifying thing, and then like, you're asking a very broad question. I can't just give you an example straight off the bat, but like the Dark Brotherhood used to be this terrifying presence, and then in Skyrim they're really not. They're just a bit like they're just like murderers basically before the big events and the big change in the world or in their organization. Whereas the like using Oblivion as an example, the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion are deeply sinister individuals. You kill an enemy with a cursed fork. That should answer that. Yeah. Enough said. No, yeah, but like the Dark Brotherhood actually have this really sinister history and notoriety because in in Oblivion they're just like, oh yeah, the Dark Brotherhood exist. You don't want to cross them. We just let them do their thing, okay? Like the guards are like, we just let them do their thing. We don't get in the way. Holy fuck. Like the Dark Brotherhood is so notoriously dangerous in Oblivion that the guards are like, we just don't touch them. But then in Skyrim they're just like, oh yeah, the Dark Brotherhood are like fucking nobodies. They're just shit assassins. And I have like read some lore behind why that is, but it's just not very interesting. Um, he does stuff like that. Yeah. Is it though we didn't think we were going to make more games, but this isn't that cool of a lore thing, so we just must change it to do something better? Yeah, or you know, ultimately, the Elder Scrolls games are made over decades. You know, each game is like decades away from the newest ones or the older games. So there's going to be changes because it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense anymore. Or it's not going to be easy for us to accurately display this anymore. Or it just doesn't work. So we'll change it. And we can explain it away with new lore and stuff like that. Wait, what's that mean? I said a lot of stuff there. Actually, a good example is because they couldn't animate dragons yet. Oblivion, the Age of Dragons is long over. In Skyrim, dragons return once more to the world. And this is a gameplay thing because basically dragons didn't exist in the Elder Scrolls games until Skyrim because they could not animate dragons. They actually have to animate Martin Septim becoming a dragon, but it looks wonky as shit. And so, yeah, that's the first dragon animated in the Elder Scrolls universe. And it's a pretty messy one. But yeah, as a part of the lore, it's this whole thing that dragons are gone from Tamriel because of that. Well, because of the Age of Dragons being over. He's a demon prince of madness. Most of his stuff is bonkers. Yeah. Sheogorath is a really good example as well. Nothing in his realm is like normal. It's all fucking messed up, but it's also the most fun you can have in the game is his DLC, where you just are in his realm of madness. And lore-wise, the games are hundreds of miles away, with them taking place years or centuries of before or after a certain game. Yeah, that's also a very good point too. That Oblivion is almost 200 years before Skyrim. Oh, you posted a pic in the Discord. Those are the Final Fantasy Ultima, basically 75% 75% Final Fantasy art book, 25% lore. Ooh, cool. I'll check it out in a moment. That's a bad angle. Check it out. Let me just save. Check. Show my own stream. No. This is my own stream. Ignore that. Discord. There it is. Where'd you post it? The others, Demond and Neon Genesis art book and the animated poster pics. Cool. And the annotated Sandman. Ooh. Is it true that Thalmor are just Nazi elves? It's more complicated than that, I think. Ah, sweet. Here we go. Those are cool. Yeah, those are some good books. I gotta get the Sandman ones. I really enjoyed the Netflix series. Yeah, Thalmor are kind of like they did a lot of good. Like the thing is, the distinction is they also did a lot of good in Tamriel, but then became too powerful, and then like added stipulations to the Empire that didn't make sense. I really like that. I'm gonna actually make a list of the ones that you have there and probably pick up a few myself. Only downside of the annotators is it's not in color. Ah, interesting. That wouldn't stop me, I think. But it's good to know. Because I would hate to go in with an expectation that it was in color. Yeah, you prefer the line art, but with author notes to the in color, but no notes. Alright, sorry, I read that weird. Yeah, you prefer the line art, but with author notes to the in color, but no notes. Yeah, that's fair. I like the notes. I think I always like aim for, if it's an art style I love, then I can live without the color. But some art styles I need the color. Also, that reminds me, you want to get a copy of the Prince on the First. What's that? Prince. Machiavelli's the prince. Oh, cool. Now I understand. That's super cool. Do either of you know of Pancreas No Work on YouTube? No, I do not. I saw something about a new project by the Tokyo Ghoul guy. Ghoul guy. One sec. Ooh. New Tokyo Ghoul. Just good. Still after season 2? Yeah. He's a gaming lore YouTuber and has a video about Elder Scrolls. So you'll send that in Discord. Cool. On me. Burping. Shojin X is the name. Cool. I have to check it out. Because I love the Tokyo Ghoul art style. Yeah. Saw an ad for it today and grabbed the name for me. Thank you so much for that, Loki. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'd be keen to check it out. Love their work. Page, we may as well just keep going. Good Lord forgot how old I am, 22, and I'm playing on your 3DS, and your 6-year-old niece asks, "What's a DS?" Oh shit. That always makes you feel old. Someone asking what you're like playing on. Oh shit, dude. You're old now. Now that I can talk, I'm 2 years older than you. But still. Ah, that's the rough. Tell her to shut up. Shut your mouth. No, it's all good. Fuck is talking to me? Shut your mouth. Oh. Just a spam email. Even more reason for them to shut their mouth. Ain't buying your shit. Hey, as long as my age doesn't start with 4, you're still young, but in 4 years it will be as long as it doesn't start with a 5. Yeah, fair. That's a diplomatic answer. Very fair. Very fair. Next, kids will be asking who's from software, and we will all be old together. Well, as long as they keep releasing games, we'll be okay for a little while. Did you hear? Oh shit! Actually, now that you mentioned From Software, did you hear that Sekiro is getting an anime? Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is going to have an anime. And I can promise you that it doesn't matter what I have on my list to watch, I will be watching that. Holy crap. I'm excited for that. A freaking Sekiro anime. Can you believe it? This is fucking cool. Like, how awesome is that? Strange, strange. Love with every strange. Love with every strange. Love with every strange, strange. All in. Mouse and Loki, you must go. Have a great rest of stream. Have a great day or night. Well, actually, night. Zombie Slayer. Have a good sleep. Or whatever you're doing. See you next time. Be safe. Good time. Have fun. I am on the wrong. That's why nothing was working. You started feeling old when no one knew what the game marathon was. Ooh, that would be rough, yeah. Any like reminder. I work in an office with a lot of people who are much older than me, so I haven't had many situations where I felt old. I have had situations where I've made people feel old, but I have not felt old. Yet. My time will come. Eventually we will hire someone who is younger than me, and then I will no longer feel like the youngest person in the office. I have coworkers that are twice my age. It was the first person shooter where you use 2 guns at the same time. Damn, that is cool. And no one remembers it, which is tragic. All right, we are on to highlights. We're almost done with this panel, actually. I'll also tell you guys. Oh, it was also made by Bungie. That's cool. I also tell you guys I've been practicing my art, and I've been working on it. I used the opportunity while I was in the air flying to Broome and back from Broome to study clouds from above. And because a big part of this comic is based around stealing gold from giants in the clouds, there's going to be a lot of that. Going to be a lot of cloud top stuff. So I thought, yeah, I'll practice. And I looked at the clouds and watched them and drew them. And I now have a drawing style for clouds that I'm actually super keen to use. Use. And I got to tell you guys, I'm so excited to get into the next chapter. We'll get to meet one of my favorite characters. I mean, Ratchet is definitely one of my favorite characters and is my favorite character. I wouldn't make a comic if it weren't for him, but we're going to meet one of my favorite characters who did not exist in the campaign. So I'm super excited about that, actually. That'll be so cool to actually get to finally introduce a character that I've been writing for a little while, and is just a purely comic original character. So both Dogen and Ratchet are both from the campaign, but we will actually get to be introduced to our first character who wasn't part of the campaign or in the campaign in some capacity. Which I'm super keen for. That was back when Bungie made games for the Mac only. Oh shit. That's fun. Yeah, I'm super keen. Super, super keen. Yeah, I'm genuinely so keen. Because it's a character that I really like. I really like her character. I don't think it's a spoiler to reveal that it's a she. But yeah, big fan. Big fan of how she's turned out. And I think at the end of every chapter, I'm going to do like a little vote. And people can vote on who their favorite characters are. Marathon was Mac's competitor to Doom, and unlike Doom, it actually had a story. Oh, that's cool. In highlights, I can actually also do. Oh, no, I can't. I need to put it in light. But do a poll at the end for what? Oh, do a poll for people's favorite characters. So once everyone's gotten a chance to actually read the comic or read the chapter, I'm going to put up a poll that like asks viewers like, oh, who was your favorite character in chapter 1? And it'll be pretty simple because like I'm pretty sure I know who everyone's going to vote for in chapter 1. But then for for the next chapters, chapter 2, chapter 3, as we get more characterization, Callie, that's fair. That's a good vote. But as we get more characters and more story like building, people's like preferences are going to change. And I'm really keen to see how people react and how people feel about certain characters as we get further and further into the comic. go. One last thing to do before we are done for this panel and potentially for this stream. See what my next panel is, and if it's easy, then we might. But this is the wrong fucking thing. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Yeah, favorite characters. And then we'll find out. And then some people might disagree. I've just been writing a character who I'm like, people are going to like this character at first. Then they're going to detest them at a certain point, surely. Based on the stuff I've written for him, it's like, I think it's impossible to love this character forever. And they might be a villain or they might be one of the heroes. You don't know. We don't know. I mean, I do know. You don't. Oh, this is actually a pretty quick. Okay. You guys will also see that I've got some more dynamic comic panels coming up. So as you can see, there are going to be things that are actually going to be in front of the frames as opposed to behind them, which I'm keen for. Let's keep drawing. Fuck it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like drawing. Keep going. You'll be right back. No problem. Who the fuck is talking to me? Oh, it's just... That's okay. That's my food. Not dinner. I mean just food. Oh, that's so cute. The little cheek. Little cheeks. Yeah, drawing that. Drawing that. And someone who looked like a decent target will have to see if they're still live later. Wait, what? Oh, live, as in. Sorry, I was just like, what? I thought you'd like scoped for the raid, yeah. But I understand that now. I thought you were talking about like to murder, and I was like, what? Oh dear. Learned too much about Loki. Yeah, that sounds good. And live is streaming. Yeah, I got you now. I get you. No, let's not have him stick his tongue out. That's not a ratchet thing to do. No statute of limitations on murder, so even if I did that, you wouldn't mention it. Yeah, that's true. That's a big Loki law no. There we go. Actually, don't need to draw a background for this one either, really. Gonna be a big arrow in the way. Once the entire page is done. Like there's gonna be just so much in this frame that it's just not gonna matter. I'm just gonna do dark sky. Or Dogan cloak, it doesn't matter. Flat colors. Oh, you know what would look cool? If I push the shadows down, that it covers pretty much everything but his mouth, so his eyes start to shroud into shadow. That'd be cute. Not cute, cool. Maybe a little bit cute. Hey. Hello. Cool. Okay, let's now fill this in properly. See what? I've really enjoyed having uh, Hosier's music just playing. Better than lo-fi, in my humble opinion. And I get very easily distracted by talking about stuff like anime and video games. I should really talk about my comic. Every time you say that I hear Hoser and have to go, wait, is he Australian, not Canadian? Fucking love Hoser. Hoser? Yeah. No, Hosier. Love Hosier. Love his music. Don't actually know his real name. It can't be Hosier. It's gotta be like Adam Hoser or something like that. He's Irish. It was great. I love Hoser. I love Weezer. My favorite band. Actually, already know that's not the. Yeah. End to it. Cool, this line work. Oh, Irish music, you prefer Flogging Molly or the Rumjacks? Both sound, those are both amazing names. I'll have to check them both out. Flogging Molly, the Rumjacks. Amazing. Just like folk music, you know? But good folk music, like this stuff. Just like it. See the color spectrum that I've missed. Special mention for Da Vinci's Notebook and the songs Irish Drinking Song and Enormous Penis. Oh, nice. Those are two. Those two are more Irish rock. Amazing. Flogging Molly and Rumjacks are Irish rock. I will check them out. I have to now. Those sound amazing. Just scraped my headphone against the mic, so I had like two different avenues of just ear pain. That was fucking rough. No More Folk is one sec. I have to look them up. No, wait. Bedlam Bards. That sounds fucking excellent. That's a good name. Lay my heart down on the bloody and raw, but I swear it's sweet. And we do music about Firefly, oddly enough. That's cool. Bam. Down. There's also Beetle, the Bardcore. Ever wonder what X gonna give it to you? Would sound like in medieval times. Well, wonder no more. That sounds fucking amazing. I'm all about that, actually. That sounds awesome, actually. Dropkick Murphys is more Irish rock. Bloggers is more traditional, but also Irish rock. Cool. Like the sound of all of them, really. Check them out. Blackguards, not bloggers. Ah, okay. Blackguards. That makes more sense. Wasn't going to question it, but that makes more sense. I feel about that in a bit, but highlights. Had a few more traditional Irish groups, but can't find them right now, so I may remember to look them up later. All good, no rush, nothing like that. And then light. Okay. Go. Do I just add in very quickly a little bit of like shadow in the background? Ah, Jesus. Just a bit of shadow space. It's going to be barely visible for the most part, but still kind of worth filling in just a bit of shadow. There we go. That's not going to make sense. For now, that works. There we go. That's 2 panels done tonight. That's pretty, and actually in 2 hours and 30 minutes, that's actually really good. That's huge, honestly. But I think that works. Save. And then I think I might actually quickly export it. That I actually have stuff to show. I got the right page. Page 5. Yeah. Okay. Exported at 50, at quality of 50. Because if I export it at a quality of higher than that, that's just not going to upload to Discord. There we go. Oh, that's good. That's a good amount of progress. Okay. So Loki, let me know who that person was that we could raid to. Because we'll jump to them. It's good. This was really productive. Happy with that. Stretch out the back. Yeah, feels good. Get a Coke after this. Drink some Coca-Cola, not anything else. But yeah, really good progress for today. We drew a punga. We drew 2 panels in the comic that, like, I fully expect to only ever get 1 panel done every stream, and the fact that we've managed to do more than that is crazy. So genuinely amazing. Alright, who we raiding into? Let me look around. Yeah, who we raiding to? Cookie? You said you had somebody for the raid. How are my neighbors doing? Making noise. Other than that, can't be sure. They stopped, so you're looking also. That's all good. That's all good. We got a few people that we could potentially raid into. We got Giggles, we got Shaggity, we got Cesar, we got Ducky Boom, Simon Red, for those of you who don't know. Just Ellie will do, and Tealful. Those are the ones that I know of who are currently streaming. All excellent streamers in their own right, but you know, still good. Ah man, it's so like weird to have that kind of momentum to draw, because I know the next panel and then the panel after it pretty doable. Yeah, the next the next few panels are actually really doable. So I'd actually be keen to, so next stream, which is Sunday, I actually almost feel like I could potentially get this page or the panels of this page done. I think that the larger dynamic space, which is the targets and stuff, will maybe take a little more time, but I feel that it's all possible. Simon's still pushing for partner. Easy. I think that's a really good choice. Let's jump to Simon. He deserves all the love and praise. Let's jump to him. Simon. Start a raid. But as always, thank you everybody for jumping into the stream and keeping me company. I really appreciate it. It's been really great to have you all here. I will next be streaming on Sunday, and I'll be doing more art. I'll be working on this comic just a little bit longer. So, yeah, I will see you all then. Bye bye.